All right, here's the deal. You've got Frisco, Texas, which has been rated the top suburb in all of America before. And then you have Prosper, which is still a pretty small town. Both have great schools. You've heard both neighborhoods are good, which they are. But which one is better? Which one is better for you? Well, in this video, we're going to discuss the major differences between Frisco and Prosper. And if you stay tuned all the way till the end, I'll even share with you my personal preference. That's right, I was born and raised here. I've watched Frisco develop. Now Prosper is on the rise. So if that's what you're looking for, then stay tuned because we're getting into it right now. Hey ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for the most thorough deep dive into all things Dallas, Texas, well, this is the channel that helps you do that. So I invite you to subscribe down below and make sure you tap the bell for notifications so that you can stay up to date on the current market here in Dallas, Texas. We drop new videos every single week. My name is Jimmy Webb Jr. I'm a local real estate agent, born and raised here, and we're getting tons of calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are ready to make a move here in Dallas, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking about buying or selling here in the Dallas area, then you got to reach out. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar if you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us. That is our favorite, be able to put a face with a name, right? But whatever way is easiest for you, we've got your back when making a smooth move here in Dallas, Texas, or in Frisco or Prosper, like we're talking about today. Both of these neighborhoods have a ton of action going on. This is certainly a heavyweight bout, but without further ado, let's jump right into it, shall we? Let's take a look at the map, all right? So Frisco, as you can see, is about 30 minutes away from downtown Dallas, and Prosper and Frisco are separated by Highway 380 right there. It does have some traffic lights there, but you can still move fairly quickly there on 380. But just some big picture context here, just a brief history lesson, if you will. So before the oil boom happened, everything was really actually south of downtown Dallas. Oak Cliff was the big neighborhood down there, and then Highland Park became what it is, and then North Dallas, and then Plano, and then Frisco, and then now it's Prosper's turn, it seems like, right? And then even into Salina a little bit as well. But let's look at some of the stats now. So Frisco, you have a population of 200,000, median home price of 395,000, median income of 127,000, and a median age of 37. Okay, and there's a lot of new construction that has happened in Frisco. But let's look at Prosper. So you've got a population right now of only 23,000, but Prosper only has 25 square miles. Like, that is the whole area of Prosper compared to 69 of Frisco. And so, I mean, Frisco is almost triple the size. But when you look at the density, though, as well, the density in Prosper is 974 per square mile compared to 2,900 in Frisco. So Prosper is 1/3 less dense, at least at the moment. I'm sure that's probably going to change here as they start building more homes out there. But let's look at the median home price. There in Prosper is 460,000 right now. Median income is 145,000, and the median age is a little bit older at 39. And it's basically all new construction out there in Prosper. All right, so let's talk about the schools real quick. So in Prosper, you only have the one high school right now, 2 middle schools, and 7 elementary schools. In Frisco, you have 11 high schools, 17 middle schools, and 42 elementary schools. So the thing with Frisco is they like to keep the classrooms really pretty small so that the kids can get the attention that they really deserve in order to be successful. But I actually emailed the superintendent of Prosper ISD, and I'm looking at it right now. I wanted to read this to you, what he said, because I asked him if they're going to follow in the footsteps of Frisco of keeping the classroom smaller. Here's what he said. He said, good afternoon, thanks for reaching out. PISD made the decision years ago that the value of smaller schools is worth the investment. As schools get larger, It's easier for students to get lost in the crowd. Every decision we make is to help control those numbers so that students' emotional, physical, and academic health are treated as a premium and protected. Simply stated, bigger schools have bigger cracks for kids to fall through, and that's just unacceptable. Admittedly, it is less expensive to build 4 to 5 6A schools, which is 4,000 plus students, versus nearly 8 5A schools, which is more like 2,000 students. But the mental and emotional health, along with the overall student success, is worth that investment, in Prosper's opinion there. While Prosper High School is currently a 6A, we have started on our 3rd high school this summer to help alleviate some of the numbers. The hope is to have all 5A schools at build out. Of course, we're building schools as fast as we can, one or more every year, as fast as we can economically afford to do so, but the numbers do reach at and over capacity at times while we are building. So you heard it straight from the Prosper ISD. They're looking to, follow in the footsteps of the Frisco school system, and I think that's a great idea. All right, so the first major difference is Frisco is a master plan suburb, right? And so Prosper is still in the process of being developed, right? I mean, you still have a good amount of farmland going on out there. I mean, if you watch the vlog, you see the crops that I drove by. But the tollway doesn't even go all the way up through Prosper just yet. But the good news is, Prosper gets to go second, basically. And, so they can maybe improve upon what Frisco just did. Now, Frisco has some guidelines when it comes to buildings and how things look. You're going to have some uniformity, but it's not cookie cutter, okay? So very important distinction there. And it really does look good. I mean, it looks so good that they've ranked as the top suburb in all of America before. So they must be doing something right. And I mentioned the history of the Great Northern Migration that has taken place here in Dallas. But what really kicked it off was when they put the Stonebriar Mall in the year 2000, right at the tollway in 121. That's really what helped it explode, right? So once they had that big focal point, then they got to, like I mentioned, master plan everything. And they really did a great job with it. And then when the Cowboys came and put the Star in, they put their headquarters in 2016, then that really just poured gas on the flame right there. You've got a couple of headquarters out there. You got the Cowboys, you got the Dallas Stars headquarters up there as well, and then FC Dallas is up in Frisco as well. So I know there's a lot of athletes who actually live in Frisco, and it's a win-win for them now because you've got a great suburb, and then now their practices are right there, so they don't have to go all the way down to downtown or out to Arlington in order to practice anymore. And a quick side note, Frisco has actually been rated one of the top suburbs in the country to raise an athlete. Parents, they understand the 10,000 hour rule. There's a lot of private skills training going on. Of course, there's a number of professional or ex-professional athletes who can provide that supply for the demand that's out there. So if your kid is a gifted athlete, then they'll fit right in Frisco. And then, of course, Prosper being the neighbor to the north, listen, they're definitely benefiting from that spillover effect, and you're right there. So it's not really going to be that big of a difference. I'm sure once you see Prosper, build out these schools that we talked about, I'm sure you'll see the Prosper high schools, making deep runs into the state football playoffs and things like that. So great. Both are going to be great options if your kid is an athlete there. All right, now let's talk about the job market. So one thing you need to know is that Frisco has been projected to surpass downtown Dallas in terms of total square footage of office space over the next 5 to 10 years. Okay, so that might be hard to believe. We've got one of the most beautiful skylines in the entire world in downtown Dallas, but having seen Frisco develop, I can definitely see this happening. I mean, there's just more space. Honestly, when you're in downtown Dallas, it can seem kind of small down there. So Frisco's just got a lot more space to have more buildings and things like that. And so how you have to think of it is, if you're gonna live in Prosper, is Frisco will kind of be your downtown. Okay, so if you're unless you're really looking to commute like an hour to get down to downtown Dallas, maybe more like 50 minutes, 45 or 50 minutes. If you like that, I know some people like to do the books on tape while they're doing that drive. Some people enjoy that, but a lot of people just want to stay really close to home when they do that. But you've got a number of headquarters out there. You've got your T-Mobiles, your IBMs, your Oracle. You got the new PGA headquarters out there. You got JP Morgan right at Legacy West where I used to work. So there's the job market in Frisco in the northern Dallas area is going to be very, very strong. All right, this one's for the ladies, so let's talk about the shopping, okay? So you've got the Stonebriar Mall. As I mentioned before, you have a lot that you can do in there. Then you have Legacy West, which is technically Plano's, but it's just on the other side of 121, on the south side of 121. Everybody goes there like it's not a big deal. And then you have Starwood as well, which is going to be host to the Star, which is going to have a lot of restaurants and everything, and some shopping as well. And then you'll have Starwood, which is you'll have some boutiques in there and some good restaurants as well. So you'll have plenty of options available to you out there in Frisco. Prosper, on the other hand, I mean, you have Main Street. You have the town center. That's all one story high. I mean, so if you like your mom and pop style, then you can do your thing in Prosper. All kidding aside, though, I mean, you do have grocery stores, you have your CVS, things like that in Prosper, but you're not gonna have a mall or anything like that, at least not right now. Okay, so maybe in the future. All right, before you do your shopping, you got to get your workout in. All right, so let's talk about the outdoors a little bit. So Frisco has over 50 parks. Like I mentioned, it's a master plan suburb, right? So they've really done a great job with that. Prosper, still, in the process of being developed right now. So not quite there, but, I'm sure they will incorporate parks throughout the city there. But then also you have Louisville Lake right there as well. So both Prosper and Frisco are going to have, very simple access. So if you already have a boat or if you're thinking about getting a boat, then, getting to Louisville Lake is, very simple to do, to get away from the grind of everyday life, get out on the water. It's a beautiful thing out there. I was actually out there a couple weekends ago. So if that's your thing, then yeah, it's literally right there. All right, in a quick recap, here's what you need to know. Once you're in Frisco or Prosper, you're not really gonna leave the area, okay? You kind of stay where you are. Going to downtown is kind of that is a hike down there, so it's really gonna take some planning to go down there. But the good news is you have a lot of stuff to do in Frisco. Frisco is gonna be the central hub, right? But Prosper is gonna be that suburb of Frisco, basically, is how you have to think of it, okay? And so talking about my personal preference where I would go, well, it really kind of depends on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for something that's already established, of course that's going to be Frisco, okay? You've got everything really close by. You don't have to travel too far to do your shopping and things like that like I mentioned, or the restaurants. And so, but if you're really looking for, if you're looking at your home from an investment standpoint, listen, I think Prosper is primed really, really well to, have some serious gains there. Obviously, I can't make any guarantees, of course, but listen, I think that when they finish the tollway up through Prosper, it's going to take off. There's no question about that. It's just a matter of time. They're already working on the tollway extension up there. They're saying it should be complete around 2023. So, that's right around the corner here. But, personally, I would go with Frisco just because you're closer to everything. That's just the lifestyle I would want to live. But if you want to be, maybe 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away from all that stuff, and have a little bit more peace and quiet out in the country, so to speak, then Prosper would be a great choice. Okay, so hey, if you're thinking about moving to either one of these, then hey, you gotta reach out to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or jump on our calendar if you want to jump straight to a Zoom with us. That is our favorite, so we can put a face with a name, of course, right? And then make sure you tap that thumbs up button below. It would mean the world to us if you did that. Thank you so much. Make sure you're subscribed as well. You definitely do not want to miss the next video that we drop. Listen, I was born and raised here, right? I've got some tricks up these sleeves, okay? So make sure you stick around for those pro tips in the future. And then, yeah, hey, I want to invite you, if you're continuing your research here, head to our main channel page. Use the search bar on that page for whatever area or whatever topic that you're looking for. And if we don't have it just yet, hey, leave me a comment below. Let me know what it is that you're looking for. And based on the demand, we'll bump up the priority for that video that you guys are looking for, okay? I don't do this for me. This is for you guys. I want to provide as much value as I possibly can to you guys. So you guys tell me what you want and we'll deliver, okay? Now, if you don't know where to go from here, then you should see some videos popping up on the end screen right now that can definitely point you in the right direction. So definitely click on one of those. Listen, we do a lot of stuff. We do vlogs, we do map tours, I interview residents, we talk about the pros and cons of each neighborhood. We do a lot of stuff on here, so definitely check out one of those videos right now. And until the next video, I'll see you around town.